Hi, Lila's Gigi here, and today I'm going to show you how to create this gorgeous walk the line design by the looming artist. Couple of things I need to tell you about this design before we get started. It does have a double border, and if you plan on beading up the center, you're going to have to put those beads on as you loop it up. Otherwise they're on the back side. And I'll show you what I mean because I've already created one, and this is the signature side, which when I was doing it I didn't realize, and this is the other side. So I put these cute little boots on and some little rhinestone spacer beads, but I mean it's still very pretty. But this is the signature side. So I suppose you could use either if you wanted. But again, signature side is the top. This is the top part that comes off the loom. When I lay it, this is what I see. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside. And I am going to use the deep purple as my border. So we're going to lay the border first. I'm going to drop 2 closure bands, and then I'm going to go out to the right. 1, 2, 3, and then 1 up. Okay, make sure you push your bands down, and then to the left. This is a 7-pin bar design. And I suppose I should have told you that first, but you can see that it's drops down the center, up, 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 all the way out. So it makes a V at the bottom. Okay? So once we have laid this, we are going to lay, what am I going to use? I'm going to use the metallic gold. And I guess I'm going to need to put a few more up the side here. And since I am doing my beads at the end when I lay the top border, we'll be okay with this. No beads on this one. Unless you, I mean, I suppose you could, but then you'd have to pull them through. And sometimes that gets to be a pain. So, dropping bands. There we go. And make sure you push your bands down. Okay? Then what we're going to do is I'm going to take my second color and I'm going to zigzag all the way up to the top. Okay? Up on the diagonal, so it's diagonal up to the left, diagonal up to the right. I'm going to mirror image on the other side. So it'll be a diagonal up to the left, diagonal up to the right, and up to the left. Ooh, that band looks awful thin. Grab another one. There we go. Okay, so lay your border bands all the way up to the top, and lay your diagonals all the way up to the top, and I will be back. I am back, and I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you to go out, 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 all the way up to the center right here for your borders. And then I finished off right here and right here for my diagonals. Okay. Next, we are going to lay single chains up pin bar 2 and up pin bar 6. Okay. And I have these, I'll show them to you, and I'm hoping to be able to use them. I already strung this, but I know I'm not going to be able to string it. I have these really cute chevron. They're purple and green and blue and kind of gold. I'm going to try to put these up the center when it comes time to looping that up. I may or may not show you on the video because it might be a little bit of a struggle for me since I have to loop them, or actually pull the band up and then put the string through and then put it on and then loop it over. So I'm not sure if that's going to work. So we'll see. Okay, so because I have those, I want to add a little bit of green. So I'm going to use I think it's the Evergreen, the new one. So we're just going to single chain all the way up. Okay. Oh goodness, keep losing my bands. There we go. So now I'll put one more on. So single chain and the second pin bar, and then single chain and the second one from the right, all the way up to the end. Okay. And once you get that done, I'm going to actually show you the next step. The next step, we're going to push your bands down all the way because we're going to be adding more to it. The next step will be triangles. And I'm going to, you need a really stretchy band for this, so I think I'm going to use this metallic. I think it will work without breaking. It seems to be stretchy enough. So I'm going to lay, easiest thing for me is to actually lay them up. Second pin bar, starting with the first pin, I just lay them up, and then I take my hook. I mean, you can do it just laying them by yourself if you want, without the hook, but I pull them over to make that triangle. Okay? I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Third pin bar from the right and straight up. And one more. And then I'm just going to pull it up and over. It helps to keep the bands a little straighter. I mean, they still may end up crooked, but that's okay. I just like to do it that way, and you can do it any way you prefer. So push go ahead and do these single chains all the way up, and then come back and starting here and here, do your triangles. They might be hard to see because they're purple. And then I will meet you back at the top. I have finished laying my bands all the way to the top, and right here was my last, right here was my last triangle. Okay, and this is what your loom should look like. Stop off here in the center so you can see, and you can see the triangles right in there. Okay, so next what we're going to do is lay single bands here, here, and here. So 3, 4, and 5 are going to get single bands all the way up. Okay, I'm hoping this color combination comes out. I'm actually using the lavender, the new one. So I'll take that up 4 times. And what I'm going to do in the center is I'm going to try to lay a bead on those bands. So I'm going to end up using something that's a little stretchier and easier to put my band on. So I will be using, where did they go? Here they are. Just the metallic purple. Okay, so starting at the bottom center, and take that all the way up. Okay, take it up one more time so I can show you how to lay the next set of bands. So you want to take those all the way up to the top. Make sure you push your bands down. And let's see, I think I've messed up my color combination. Well, all right, we're going to use gold in here. Okay, hopefully, I don't know about anybody else, but this is a metallic gold, and I think these are really dry. I'm hoping that they're going to hold up when I loop everything up. Otherwise, I'm going to be kind of in trouble here. You know what I'm going to do, just to make sure that I can use this? I'm going to use, sorry for the noise, I'm going to use the metallic purple again with the gold. Okay, so we lay our first band, center, pin bar, first pin, a long stretch. Okay, and one more. Long stretch to the left, long stretch to the right. I'll take my gold, starting at the third pin bar, first pin, diagonal to the center, and then another diagonal to the center. Hopefully you can see those. So they go from here, long stretch, right in here, down. Okay, I'll do that one more time. I'm going to start on this pin, second pin up, the center pin bar, long stretch, short diagonal from the center on the left, and then one on the right. Okay, so easy peasy pattern. Let's see, I'll do that one more time. So we're going to start third up now, where we left off. Long stretch to the left, long stretch to the right, and a diagonal from this pin, and a diagonal down from that pin. Okay, rewind if you have to. Make sure that you push all of your bands down. So what you want to do is you want your single band, single chain all the way up here, single chain up the middle, and single chain on the fifth, 5th pin bar all the way up. Come, pause if you have to, come back. Starting down here, you'll lay a diagonal long stretch to the left, long stretch to the right, drop down to that center pin, long stretch, short stretch to the left, and short stretch down to the right. So rewind if you have to, and I will be back as soon as I finish my top. I am back at the top of my loom, and before we go any further, that ding that you heard before, that was Artisan Loom messaging me, wanting to know what I'm doing, and I was like, I'm trying to finish up this tutorial. She's like, okay, I'll let you go. So anyway, I have come to, let's see, finished up this single chains this way, single bands here, all the way to the top. And then I did my long stretches right there, and then the last bands that I laid are these two short diagonal or down diagonals right here. Okay. Now what we're going to do is lay some cap bands. We're going to lay cap bands starting the second up right here. I'm going to do a triple because I'm using the metallic and they are sort of stretchy. So, and that is my bird playing with his bell. Okay, so triple cap bands all the way up to the top. You don't need one. Well, yeah, we'll go ahead and put one on the very top also. Now, from there, we're going to lay our border bands if you're doing a double border. If you weren't doing a double border, you could have gone ahead and laid beads every other one up here, but because I'm doing the double border, I'm going to go ahead and lay them now. So out to the right, to the right, to the right, and then I'm going to go straight up, and every other one I'm going to lay my beaded band. Okay, so it's if you're laying the beaded bands on the double border, it's plain band, beaded band, plain band, beaded band. Otherwise, you just do your plain band all the way up. I'm going to go down to the left side here, starting at the lower center, out to the left, out to the left, out to the left. Well, put it on there. We'll go out to the left, and then straight up. And then because I'm laying beaded bands, it will be a plain band, beaded band, and then plain band, beaded band, all the way up to the top until you get to the center where it meets like this. Okay, I'm going to finish this up, and then I'll come back and show you what the loom should look like, and I believe we'll be turning it around at that time and starting to loop. I am back, and I laid all of my border bands, the top border band, all the way to this pin right here. And I also put cap band here all the way down except for the very last one. Okay, and this is what your loom should look like. Different colors, of course. All right, so I'm going to turn it around, and since I'm afraid of my bands breaking, I'm going to do this one step at a time. So just bear with me, okay? So what we're going to do first is we're going to lay our border bands. We're going to go in through that cap band that we have on there and lay our border bands, the top border bands, back to each other. Okay? And you will do that all the way up to the top until they meet in the center. Okay? So, one more here, and you'll lay them, loom them out here and all the way up until they meet right here. And I'll be back with you. Okay, so I am back, and I had wanted to use these chevrons that I had up the center. Well, come to find out, they're way too small to pull through these bands, so I'm probably going to add them after this is complete. So, what we're going to do next is we're going to go into the very bottom peg, 1, 2, 3, 4 over the bottom peg, reach in, grab the top band, which should be this one, and you're going to pull it back to itself. Now don't forget you have cap bands on here. You have cap bands on these. So we're going to go in past that cap band, grab your top band, and bring it back to itself. Go back in through that cap band, grab the next top band, and bring it back to itself. So diagonal to the left, diagonal to the right. We're going to go up to the third pin, go in through that cap band, okay? Grab, which one is on top? Grab the one that is on top and bring it down back to itself, and that's the long diagonals, okay? Go in, grab the next one, try not to break them, and bring it back to itself. That's the first sequence, and then we're going to go in, grab the bottom band, bring it up, go back in that same pin, take your top one, bring it, am I missing a cap band there? Oh, no, it's right there. It got pulled down to the bottom. Sorry. Okay. Grab that band very carefully and bring it back to itself. Go in, grab the next band on top, diagonal up to the right, go up to the next pin, go through that cap band, and make sure I get through everything. Take the first band on top and bring it back to itself. Okay. Go in, grab the next one, bring it back to itself. That's that long diagonal stretch. Drop down, take that single chain and bring it up. Okay, I'll do that one more time with you. Go in, grab the diagonal, short diagonal up to the left. Go back in, grab the short diagonal up to the right. Go up to the next pin. Go through the cap band that's on there, making sure you got them all. Take your top band, which is a long diagonal, bring it back to itself. Go in, take the other long diagonal, bring it back to itself. Grab your, goodness me, you better quit. He's driving me crazy. Drop down, grab your single band that's on there and bring it up and back to itself. Okay? So, what you're going to do is straight up, diagonals out, go up to the next one and bring your long, he's got something to say, bring your long stretches back to themselves. Okay? Before you do the next one, take the single band straight up, diagonals out, go up to the top and bring those back to themselves. Do that all the way up to the end of the loom. And before we go, I'm going to go ahead and Oh boy, is he ever talking. Reach in here. We're going to loop up these single chains on this side and this side. Okay? So, reach in, grab that single chain, bring it up, and you need to push these bands down because if you don't, you're not going to have any room. Okay? Reach in, grab the next single chain. Now, that single chain is not going to be the one on the bottom because we still have the triangles over here. Okay? Just, oop, I grabbed the wrong one. Okay. So, it will not be the one on the bottom, it will be the one up from the bottom. Loop those all the way up very carefully because it gets a little tight in there. All the way up. And then we'll go over 1, 2, 3 pins from the right. Reach in. Goodness me. Reach in, grab that single chain, bring it up, back to itself. Go in, grab the next single chain. It's the band that's on top. Bring it back to itself. And I'll do this one more time with you. And very carefully, like I said, they get tight. And bring it back to itself. So do your center here that I showed you and these single bands all the way up to the top, and I will meet you back here. Okay, I am back, and when I got up to here I brought, let's see, yes, I brought these down or out to the sides, and then I went up here and brought the long diagonals down, and then I finished up the single chain all the way to the top, and this is what your loom should look like. Okay, so now everything is tight, and so I'm going to hope and pray that my bands don't break, because now we're going to work the triangles that are underneath here. Okay, so 1, 2, third pin bar, first pin. We're going to go in and grab that triangle band which is on top. Give it a little bit of a tug and bring it back to itself. Okay? Now this is where it might get a little tricky. Oh, goodness me. I don't know if that's going to work without breaking, so let me try to give it a little tug in here because it's pretty tight. I'll keep my fingers crossed. So you reach in, and it's now the bottom band. Okay, give it a little tug and then bring it, oh goodness, okay, and bring it back to itself. Oh, please don't break. Okay, I'm going to do the rest of these off camera, so let's go over to the right side. We're going to do the same thing, going to third pin bar from the right, reach in and grab, let's see, I'll make sure it's in there, it's right there. Okay. And I believe it's right here. And then you're going to bring it back to itself. Now these are the sections up here that get a little tight, and it's probably because I have all these LE bands in here. So that is my own fault. I'll give it a tug, hoping it doesn't break, and bringing it back to itself. Okay. We'll do that one more time. It's the last band in there. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I've done 3. Go ahead and finish that all the way up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go in, second pin bar, first pin, and grab the single chain and loop it up. Okay? And loop it up. This side, go over to the other side, second pin bar from the right, reach in, grab that single chain, loop it back to itself. Go up, grab the next one, and loop it back to itself. And one more time. Okay? So you want to, whoops, I'm not going to do that yet because I did not pull that triangle over. Okay, so I'll straighten that out. All right, so do your triangles first, bring them back to themselves all the way up, and then come back and do the single chain all the way up, and I will meet you back here. Okay, I am back and I finished up my triangles over here and over here. Whoops, here. Sorry about that. And then I did the single chains all the way up. And I didn't break any bands. Yay! So this is what your loom should look like. Okay. Now, Now we have 3 steps left for this process, and then we can take it off the loom. So what we're going to do is we're going to work the triangles, and we're going to start right here. And in between here, these 2 bands right here, this first teardrop underneath that first band, you're going to go in and grab the triangles and very carefully lift them up and over and drop them. Okay? And so you can see them right here. And there should be no triangles. Mine were purple. There should be no triangle bands on this side. You can see them right in there. Okay? So we're going to go in. I'll do that a couple of times with you on both sides. Grab the triangles very carefully because you don't want the bands to break, and bring them up and drop them over that peg. Go into the next one. Bring it between those bands, up and over. I'll do one more time on this side. Grab those bands, very carefully lift them up and over. It makes a nice pretty little pattern in there. We're going to go do the same thing on the other side. Turn it so hopefully you can see it. Get a little bit of a focus going there. Okay, so we're going to reach between these 2 bands right here. So that's your second pin bar, second pin up. That's where we first laid those. Going to go in, going to grab both of those bands, a little snug on this side, bring them up and drop them over the other side. Now they're gone. Going to go in and do the same thing over here. Going to grab those 2 bands, the ends of your triangle, bring them up and over. I'm going to do that a couple more times because we're going to do the crisscross bands next. Up and over and drop them. And one more time here. Pull them through, up and over and drop them. Okay? You'll do that all the way up to the end. The very last peg up here has a triangle on it, but you will not do that one. We can't really do it because you have a double border in there. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, well, let's start on the left. Second pin bar, second pin up. You're going to go in there, grab that diagonal band, bring it back to itself. Go in, grab the next one, and bring it back to itself. Okay? Go up, grab the top band, which is the diagonal, bring it down. Next band, diagonal, bring it up. And I'll do one more of those. Did I do that? Yes. I was just checking to make sure I had done the triangles there before I went any further. Bring it down, go in, grab that band, and bring it up. Okay, and do the same thing on the other side. Second pin bar from the right, going to reach in, second pin, grab that diagonal that's going down, and bring it back to itself. Same pin, up, go up one, grab that diagonal band, bring it down, go in that same pin, bring it up, and yes, I can do this one also. Go in, grab the diagonal, bring it down, back to itself, go in, grab the other one, and bring it up. Okay? Do that all the way up both sides of the loom. Out of focus. There we go. Okay, the next thing, the last step you want to do is we're going to go in here, grab the border band, and bring it back. So you know how to do the borders, just looping them back to themselves. Okay, and back to itself. Undo, then grab the next one, of course, and bring it up. Okay, and do that all the way up the loom. I'm going to go over to the other side here. I'm going to grab this one, bring it out to the right. Grab your next one, bring it out to the right. Your next one, and bring it out and to the right. And then the bottom one, well, the bottom one here, and bring it up. So do that all the way up the loom, and I will meet you back here to take this off. Yeah, okay, see you soon. Okay, I am back, and I have my 2 closure bands already on here, so I can grab them. We'll close this up. I'm going to reach in here and grab everything, go past everything on here and grab those 2 bands. I actually used 2 of them because it's kind of thick. I'm going to bring them up and attach them to this, and then I'm going to use my trusty clip to close them up. Make sure they're there so that nothing falls apart. Okay? They're connected, and I can take this off of here. Now, nice and sturdy. So you can hear it's pretty wobbly, so it's pretty tight. And it sounds like Sebastian has something to say. So we're going to very carefully take these off of here. Here. Shh. Okay. And I think what I'm going to do is just take them off this way. I'm just going to take off a few so you can see the pattern, hopefully, and just very carefully lift them off. Okay? Very carefully. We don't want any bands broken. We've come this far. That's right, Sebastian. No bands broken. You tell him. Yeah. Something in there. Okay. So, you can fast forward through this part if you want. Sebastian is being really noisy right now. My granddaughter's here and she's eating cookies, and I think he thinks he wants some, but he's not getting any. So, no, absolutely none. So, oh, come on, carefully. Ah, there we go. All right, well, it doesn't look like I'm going to get this off quickly enough to show you what it looks like, because it's kind of, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to just take it off. Just take it off very, Sebastian, my goodness. Take it off very carefully, and then I will meet you back here. Hopefully, I'm going to try to put the chevrons on here, and if I come back with the chevrons, you'll know I succeeded. If not, it is what it is, and we get what we get. All right, I am back, and no, I don't have the chevrons on yet because I wanted to show you what it looked like off the loom. This was the top of the loom. Very pretty. You can see the gold peeking up through there. And this is the back. So I suppose you could use either one. They're both very, very pretty. I was able to bring the beads up on the side a little bit so you can see them. So I'm going to do the chevrons by hand, and if it comes out, you'll actually see them in the pictures. If not, well, you'll know I did not succeed. So, that being said, this is the front with no beads on it yet, and this is the back with my little boots. Okay? So, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, you can give me a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel for future tutorials. And please hashtag walk the line bracelet, hashtag the looming artist, and hashtag Lila's Gigi so we can see your renditions. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye.